here by your elbow is a little bit of a white spot, right close to you. Yep. Push it in.
This one side is a really big spot. Yep.
So let it force that little white spot there. Yep. Long, clean strokes now. So we have some stuff done today. Got the window trim done, and if I put it in the middle of the picture, it'll become dark. So let me try this. The auto exposure setting goes wonky if I put the window in the middle. Yeah, get the trim done and stained. The backsplash is installed. The sink is in, but we need to get longer clips. The clips to hold it down that we have were not long enough. We were able to get some on the front, but they're really not right. I looked on Home Depot's website a couple minutes ago, and there does exist a longer clip, so we will be getting some of those. Yeah, we got the backsplash on both sides, and the window trim done, and picked some blackberries with the kids, and collect bugs, and fed a toad crickets that we caught. The toad is very, very happy. And that's about it for today. I think we're going to go have some dinner. Figure out what dinner's going to be. So, we're getting ready to pack the kids up. They have a birthday party and a sleepover tomorrow night. I'm coming back down tomorrow to spend the night. But figured I'd show you, we got some place on the pole barn. The back beam is in place, and we got one of the roof rafters made for a template. We gotta make 17 more. And yeah, the construction is not my trade by choice, so it's a little trial and error to get the cuts all correct, and I think I got everything good. And then we're changing the angle slightly from the roof, so getting all that done right took a little bit of trial and error, but now it works. See, it's not a very big pitch change. I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but we had to trim the bottom of the 2x8 that scabs up in there. And yeah, at this end, it's actually a very low roof. Down at the other end, it's still a low roof, but yeah, I'll be able to make do. Yeah, this is, like I said, mostly for firewood and for my water, and maybe we'll tuck a lawnmower or something like that in here. Snow blowers in the summertime, things like that. Its main purpose was to get the snow load away from the main building, and it's going to bring it out to here, and then we'll probably just stack these ends with firewood to keep everything from keep everything away and clean. But other than that, I got the benches all one coated, and I'll put them back together. Now that they're set, I gotta do one more coat on the back side of one part, but it's not too bad. And we got the drain line for the sink. We had a couple the flexible black tubing that we use for the electrical line to sink. We had another section of about 30 feet of that, so I'm gonna run that for my sink drain into a wood pile for right now until I can get the a little shallow dug and some sawdust poured into it for my gray water system. I'm going to swing out to Home Depot before I come out tomorrow and pick out the drain kit, some more of the poly stain combo, and the clips for the sink. And then I'll be able to use the sink at least to wash dishes if I heat the water up in the stove. Oh, getting back to this, the biggest pain in the neck we're finding is the old steel drip edge that's underneath there. We used 2.5-inch twists for some reason to attach it. We can get it off, but it's a bit of a pain. So we got one section off to make the template, but we haven't gotten the other two off. We'll do that tomorrow. It's a fun chore. And we're leaving that piece of soffit in place because it actually helps when we're setting the roof rafters in place. Here's some video of the Freedom Dog. Like I said, he's loving this this newfound freedom, and he's choosing to stay up on this plateau, which is good for him because otherwise he'd be chained back up. And he likes coming down here because he gets to sleep in the bed, which he doesn't get at home. He's not a very good sleeping partner because he snores, and he also tends to make himself as big as possible in the bed. Right, boy? Come here, Odie. Come here. Go see Mommy. He's my half beagle, half basset mutt. He's got almost enough brains to be dangerous. Okay, say bye to the camera, Odie. So, today we got the roof rafters up. Yeah, yesterday we did the beam. Today we went and put the first the cross piece, the 45s underneath, and then we assembly line styled the roof rafters, and then attached them all up. About 4 hours worth of work, 5 hours maybe. Nail gun made this thing about 1,000 times faster than doing it by hand. We still got to go through and lag all the beam pieces together. I have them nailed with the nail gun, but I like to lag them as well. I'm using those ledge mates. They rock for things. Don't have to pre-drill holes or nothing. So we're gonna take a run over to the Amish sawmill for the purlins, the 1x6s that we do the steel roofing to. Then we'll have to put an order in for roofing material. And it'll be a couple weeks before I post back. We're going on vacation next week. So, and then we have a party the week after, but if we get the steel roofing in, we should be able to get the roof up in a couple hours. There's not a lot to do to get the roofing on. And then later on we'll come out and put the trim pieces on and stuff like that. But yeah, headroom wise, yeah, at this end is pretty decent. As I walk through, the ground naturally tapers up about 8 inches or so, maybe a foot. But we're going to be mostly putting firewood and stuff at this end. In the middle, we're going to be putting the 2 water containers, and we'll be putting a gutter on the end of this so that we can capture rainwater. And then we'll put the containers right here, run a ditch witch sometime, and run the ditch right through here, or through all my wood is right now. Or maybe we'll come around this way. I don't know. We got a couple 100 feet, or 100 feet at least, to get to where we need to go. But yeah, it's a good day. Otis was enjoying his freedom, but he likes the coolness of the cabin better. He opened the door, and he hopped on the couch and said, "I'm done." So he's been good with the freedom bit. His second day of having total freedom down here, and he hasn't disappeared yet, so that's good. My kids would probably be slightly upset if I told them I couldn't find him. So yeah, we're gonna go to the Amish sawmill now and see about getting some 1x6s. So we stepped out to the Amish lumber sawmill, picked up the 1x6s we needed, put the purlins up, and figured while we had the nail gun set up and the compressor going, we'd get the fascia up. We put that in place. So we put the steel order in. That'll be ready in 2 weeks. And we're good to go. That should take half a day to put the steel up, and then this project is done. Maybe cut these stumps out of here that are kind of in the way. But yeah, it really was only like a day's worth of work. It was just kind of scheduling it all. About a day to put the posts in because you gotta let them sit for a while so they settle. We put the beam up yesterday. That didn't really take very long, an hour. And then today we spent about 6 hours doing this. Putting the rafters up, purlins up, getting all the rafters cut with the saddle notch on the bottom, and we had tapered the top so they'd fit in nice. And then cutting all the purlins to length, driving out, picking up the purlins, and reusing most of the trim. There's one section you can see is lighter towards the end. It's because when we put the new rafters up, they're staggered to the right of the original rafters, so they didn't quite line up when we wanted to reuse them. We had to cut a couple of them. But yeah, so there she is. I said about 2 weeks I'll have another update when we get the roof in. And now I'm going to go mow my lawn and then figure out what's for dinner. So, yeah, that's it for a little while. What's that, Odie? So, getting ready to leave, and figured I'd show progress on all my little projects here. I put down a coat of chestnut on the little island here, and touched up all my nail holes, set all the nails, and puttied them. We gotta go pick up a fitting for tying in the sink, because the one we have wouldn't work. We picked up 1.5 inch union, but this is thin wall, and it's a bit different. So it's the outside diameter is thinner. So I'll pick up the correct size, and then I'll have a sink drain that works. It was pouring out this morning, so I took the opportunity to hang up a couple things I've had around, like these, and these, and I also took the on-off button for my inverter, mounted up to a panel, and I put a very large panel up there so that sooner or later I can get around to putting some monitoring equipment in here. It's been on my to-do list for a while to pick up some sort of monitoring for the solar. Yeah, I also did a lot of cleaning, having people out next time I come out, so I wanted to get that taken care of. But I'm happy with what we got done with the rain. I'm gonna go outside and show you what we did outside. Rain stopped a couple hours ago, and the composting area for the composting toilets, I finally got around to building that. So I'll walk out there and show you what we built. So we're about 200 feet or so from the cabin, and basically out of eyesight. And here is my composting area. If I pan around. The red object is my Jeep, which is right next to the cabin. The pole barn's back over that way. So, composting area is 3 pallets. Didn't feel like wasting any wood for an area that's just you have to get rid of crap, literally. So we took some pole material we had lying around. A lot of times we'll take the maple trees that we got and we cut them to 12-foot lengths or so. So we took a couple of those and dug a hole, and then we buried them, tied them all up. Would have been probably better to nail them, but we only dug down I don't know, 2 feet. Figured it doesn't matter too much. And then we used phone cable to lash it together. So it's very, very rednecky. Then we have some straw. So took the 3 buckets that we had, dumped the contents there, put the straw down, and there we go. That's what we got. Figured I'd end this is going to be a very long video because I've been working out here for 5 days. Not full days, but 5 days. So there's a lot of stuff's been going on. But I'm going to end my video with crap. So there it is, my crap pile. If you have any questions about the composting to it, I know people have asked in the past, go ahead and leave some comments. If you have any questions about anything, leave comments. Or leave comments anyways. I love to have comments. But it's going to be several weeks before I come back. The next 2 weeks I'm away. I'll be out of the area for vacation. And the week afterwards we're having a big family picnic, but I'm hoping to get the steel roofing down on the Friday before people get out here for the pole barn. So there should be a video from that, and we won't hear back from me until September, end of Labor Day weekend. But yeah, that's it. So as always, thanks for watching.